And because of some issues in that dress rehearsal, the launch has been postponed, but there are dates in March and April for this mission, which will fly a rocket around the moon and ultimately send humans as far away from Earth as they have ever been. Bethany, thank you so much for joining us on the Scott Jennings Show. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, a little bit of immigration news. You don't want to miss it. First, I have some information about debt. Debt. If you're stressed about debt because you're in it, I have something you need to know. According to the Federal Reserve's latest survey, many banks are tightening their standards. That means right now might be your best window to negotiate settlements before lenders tighten up even further. And this organization called Done with Debt is one of the best I've ever seen at navigating debt relief, especially in a complicated regulatory environment. Last year, they enrolled over $102 million in debt for our listeners and others. Done with Debt, they are experienced at knowing how to negotiate and when they will get you the biggest reduction possible. Done with Debt helps you through the debt relief process so that you keep more of your paycheck every month. Imagine waking up without that weight on your shoulders and doing it without taking out another loan or having to file for bankruptcy. That would be a relief, would it not? Do not wait for the lenders to tighten up their policies. That's the danger to you. You got to move fast. And to do it, go to donewithdebt.com and talk to a debt specialist. It's free. Takes just a few minutes. Visit donewithdebt.com. If you're in debt and you need relief, you will not regret it. When we come back, a little word on our cruise upcoming in November and some immigration stuff you don't want to miss. It's Scott Jennings on Salem. Stay with us. And welcome back to the Scott Jennings Show, live from Boston, Massachusetts today, broadcasting here from the Salem installation in Boston. It is cold. There is snow on the ground, but we're grateful for the hospitality from our colleagues and friends here at Salem in Boston. And speaking of colleagues and friends at Salem, I'd like to invite you to come on a cruise with your friends from Salem, and that includes me. If you're tired of being cold, if you're fantasizing right now about how do I get to warmer weather, the first thing you can do is book yourself a cruise. It is going to be the unforgettable Gulf of America cruise. It is happening in November of 2026. I know it's a few months to wait, but you will look forward to this every single day. There's nothing, Jared, by the way, like having something to look forward to. And people are going to look forward to this cruise all year long. Scott Jennings, yours truly, the voice of common sense in America, will be there. Mike Gallagher, the legend from Salem, he will be on the cruise. We'll be sailing over turquoise waters, white sand beaches, incredible food will be served, insightful conversations will be had about the future of our country. Gallagher and I will dive into the issues shaping America. And by the way, this will be just after the election. We'll see what happens. And we'll cruise through these stunning destinations while we do it, and we're going to honor the 250th anniversary of our nation. Here's how you get on the ship. By booking your cabin today, text the word cruise to 94878. Text the word cruise to 94878 or visit scottjenningsshow.com. And on that page, you will find the Gulf of America cruise banner. Come aboard. Come sail away with Scott Jennings and Mike Gallagher coming up in November of this year. I cannot wait to do it. I can't wait to see you all. The ship, by the way, is incredible. The accommodations, luxury, the food, decadent, the conversation, stimulating. You won't want to miss the Gulf of America cruise with me in November. Again, text the word cruise to 94878. I want to close out the hour, by the way, talking to you about propaganda. The fight over immigration in the United States has, as much as anything, devolved into an information war. And coming up next hour, by the way, my friend Brent Buchanan from Signal Polling has some insightful new polling numbers on the American electorate. I think Democrats, by the way, are going to find
They are way out over their skis when it comes to this coddling of illegal immigration and this demand to defund ICE, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. This propaganda war, though, has manifested itself in story after story that's told to you to confuse you, to lie to you, to cause you to believe things that just aren't true. The 5-year-old kid in Minneapolis, remember that? The details that you got initially, that's not what happened at all. Renee Good, remember what you were told initially? Random passerby accidentally caught up in traffic? That's not what happened. Remember that you were told ICE raided a daycare? Didn't happen. They were chasing someone who ran into a daycare. Here's a new one today out of Los Angeles that I thought I would share. KTLA television in Los Angeles reported the news this way. A San Fernando Valley community is outraged and devastated after federal immigration agents forced their way onto the grounds of a church during a food giveaway and arrested a man who church officials say helps with children's ministries. Now, reading that, you might think, I don't like that. But that's not what happened. Here's the real story, straight from the Border Patrol. They weren't targeting a church. They were targeting an illegal alien named Carlos Chavez Guzman, a Mexican illegal alien. I guess I can say that. They're telling me I can't say that in some venues. I'm going to say it. Illegal alien. He was deported from the United States in 2016. He illegally re-entered the country, a felony. Agents, Border Patrol agents, approached this man, legitimate thing to do, and of course he ran away, causing a foot chase. He was tracked down and arrested by agents. Lots of crimes here. Entering in the first place, illegal, re-entering, felony, running from cops, felony. But the propaganda from KTLA makes you think that the Border Patrol was raiding against their will some church. We are fully committed to telling you the truth on this show, but understand, much of what you're being told about what's happening with immigration is propaganda. They want you emotional and they want you stupid, and I want you to have the facts, and I want you to have clear eyes. That's what you get. More coming up in the next hour. It's common sense for the American people. We're on Salem. I'm Scott Jennings. Stay with us.
The voice of free speech. The truth delivered. Common sense for the American people. Welcome to the Scott Jennings Show.
It is Tuesday, February 3rd. We're broadcasting live from Salem in Boston, Massachusetts. This is the Scott Jennings Show, common sense for the American people. At the bottom of the hour, 33 minutes past, brand new polling, hot off the presses. Brett Buchanan from Signal Polling is here, and I'm just going to preview it for you. Democrats are way out over their skis, way off message when it comes to dealing with the illegal immigration crisis in America. You don't want to miss this conversation. We do have some breaking news. House Republicans have ended the short, partial Democrat shutdown, voting 217 to 215 to fund the government just a few moments ago. Magic Mike Johnson delivers again. NASA has scrubbed its Artemis II space launch today. During a dress rehearsal overnight, some hydrogen was leaking, so back to the garage for a couple of weeks. They'll try again in March or April. The administration remains committed to putting a man on the moon before Trump leaves office. President Trump is touting talks with Iran this Friday, dispatching his envoy Steve Witkoff and his son-in-law Jared Kushner to meet with the regime. The New York Times says the Iranian regime is willing to do away, perhaps, with its nuclear program, although I thought we did away with it for them last summer. Iran is demanding changes to the venue and format for these negotiations. We'll see if the talks actually proceed. And today, there has been a military skirmish. The United States shot down an Iranian drone that had approached the USS Abraham Lincoln. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirming the details. Here is Caroline.
Today, I did speak with folks over at the Pentagon this morning who said that CENTCOM acted both appropriately and necessarily to protect our U.S. personnel and equipment in the region. So CENTCOM did make the decision to shoot down that Iranian drone. It was unmanned. It was acting aggressively towards our USS Lincoln, which we know that aircraft carrier is in the region at the direction of President Trump. As for the president, he remains committed to always pursuing diplomacy first. But in order for diplomacy to work, of course, it takes two to tango. You need a willing partner to engage. And so that's something the president and Special Envoy Witkoff are exploring and discussing